The training hall was designed to feel safe. Reinforced desks, regulated lighting, holographic interfaces, everything about the room suggested order, learning, control. That illusion collapsed the moment the transfer student arrived. He didn't walk in. He broke the room simply by being present. Conversations died mid-thought. Spines flattened, crests lowered, pupils dilated. Across a dozen species, a single ancient instinct rippled outward, prey recognition. The alien stood in the doorway, tall and heavy with muscle, blue-gray skin stretched over a frame built for explosive violence. His eyes scanned the room like a targeting system, not meeting classmates but cataloging threats. He came from a world where hesitation meant extinction and dominance was the only language that mattered. Rumors followed him, expelled from another academy, a classroom turned into an arena, multiple cadets hospitalized. Seeing him in person made those rumors feel inadequate. He moved with silent precision to the back of the room and didn't sit. He stood, waiting, coiled and ready. The instructor forced himself to continue, beginning a lecture on interspecies cooperation, the irony thick enough to choke on. The alien ignored the lesson entirely. Instead, he read the room, pheromone spikes, erratic breathing, rapid blink rates. Fear was everywhere. Everywhere except one place. Second row from the back sat a human. Noah Martin. He didn't look away. He didn't challenge. He simply observed, still and unreadable. That absence of reaction caught the alien's attention. He lingered, studying the human longer than the others, sensing something that didn't fit his worldview. 9 minutes into the lecture, the alien spoke. His voice cut cleanly through the room. He announced what he was, what his species believed, strength through domination, survival through force. He admitted to injuring others who failed to measure up. The room froze. Then a sharp metallic chime rang out, a false corridor alarm. The instructor turned instinctively. That single distraction was enough. In a fraction of a second, a curved blade slid from the alien's forearm. Spines flared. A wave of dominance pheromones flooded the room. Cadets collapsed. Others staggered, choking, minds overwhelmed by primal terror. Desks overturned as panic erupted. The instructor reeled, barely conscious. And still, the human didn't move, chaos consumed the room. Cadets scrambled over overturned desks, some collapsing outright as terror overloaded their nervous systems. The alien stepped into the aisle, blade raised, declaring that only the strongest deserved to remain. His dominance filled the space like a toxin. Then, quietly, a chair moved. Not scraped back in panic. Not kicked aside in fear. Just a single, controlled motion. Noah Martin stood. Every sound in the room vanished. The alien turned, and immediately sensed something was wrong. The human showed no fear response. No widened eyes. No trembling. No submissive posture. For the first time in his life, the predator felt something he couldn't categorize. It wasn't challenge. It wasn't threat. It was nothing. The human's gaze met his with a calm that felt ancient, familiar in the worst way. The alien had seen that look before on his homeworld, from creatures that watched apex predators from the dark. Things that didn't chase. Things that waited. The pheromones stopped working. The alien stepped back without realizing he was retreating. Noah took one step forward. Balanced. Silent. Perfectly centered. His posture wasn't learned in academies or simulations but forged in environments where hesitation meant death. The alien's instincts screamed, not danger, but something worse. Mercy. He understood then that the human was choosing not to end him. The blade retracted with a soft click. The alien sat down. A heartbeat later, Noah sat as well. The instructor, shaking and gasping, managed to dismiss the class. Later, in the empty hall, the instructor asked the obvious question. The alien had a weapon. Chemical dominance. Physical superiority. Noah had nothing. Noah corrected him. He had 10,000 years of violent human history. Instincts shaped by predators, wars, and environments that punished mistakes. And more importantly, he hadn't wanted to fight. The alien had been testing boundaries. Noah stood to give him a chance to stop. In the medbay, every cadet showed signs of shock, except Noah, whose vitals never rose above resting. Alone later, the alien replayed the moment again and again. He had been taught that motion was power and stillness was weakness. Now he understood. Stillness was control. The fight ended the moment he blinked. The next day, tension filled the classroom as the alien returned. Cadets braced themselves, expecting another display of dominance. Instead, he walked past the back rows and sat 2 rows in front of Noah. It wasn't submission. It was recognition. In the halls, students gave Noah space, not out of fear, but respect. The alien no longer postured. When their eyes met, there was only acknowledgement. The challenge was over. In the following lecture, the instructor explained what they had witnessed. Humans possessed a trait known as controlled sympathetic override. Their bodies flooded with stress hormones, yet behavior remained calm. The alien confirmed it himself. When Noah stood, his instincts recognized something his mind couldn't label. Not prey. Not predator. Something else. Noah explained simply, he hadn't stood to dominate. He stood because people were about to get hurt. That answer shook the alien more than the confrontation. Later, he confronted Noah privately. He said the human should have killed him. Noah replied that putting the blade away didn't erase the challenge, but it ended it. The alien admitted the truth, Noah terrified him. Noah shrugged. Life had taught him not to be afraid. The incident became a formal case study. In the combat lab, analysts ran simulations of the moment Noah stood. The algorithm returned a single conclusion, unengageable. The alien hadn't seen a threat. He'd seen the absence of fear, and for his species, that was worse. Noah corrected the analysis. Humans didn't rise to the top by being the strongest. They survived by watching, waiting, and knowing when not to start fights they didn't need to finish. The alien returned again, haunted by a dream of that single step forward. It hadn't been a threat. It was a decision to be ready. When he asked why humans won so often despite being fragile, Noah answered simply, humans didn't win by being invincible, they won by refusing to give up. The alien bowed his head in respect, the academy called a voluntary assembly. The hall was full. The instructor spoke first, explaining that what stopped the violence wasn't strength, but choice. Then the alien rose. On his world, strength meant force. On Earth, he admitted, it meant restraint. He had drawn a weapon. The human had answered with stillness. Noah was called forward, visibly uncomfortable. He said he hadn't planned a speech. He stood because he had seen what happened when no one did. Back home, people died when that choice wasn't made. He admitted he had felt fear, but he'd learned to feel it later. You didn't need to be fearless to stand. You just needed to decide that standing was better than watching someone get hurt. There was no applause. Instead, one by one, cadets stood. Not in salute. In shared acknowledgement. The alien stood with them. Weeks later, new cadets received a briefing file titled Unarmed Incident Response. Inside was only footage of a single human standing, and the instructor's final note. Humans don't stand because they want to fight. They stand because they refuse to let others suffer in silence. The academy was changed forever.